Hello everyone, this is ChemDork and welcome to another Minecraft video where we are exploring again the Buildcraft mod, and thus far I've built some pretty cool things. We have a power station over there, our oil geyser which we're getting oil from and then turning into fuel, and that fuel is powering a number of things that will be down here on the ground level. If you haven't seen thus far the video of the tour of the cactus processing facility, you can go ahead and click the link. That's this building right here, these two. But for now, today we're going to be exploring this building right in front of me, which is the Quarry building. And if you didn't see last video we started work on the inner workings of the quarry, just building the power station, building the smelting processing facility, and the quarry itself. So right now I just have the quarry going to these, what comes out of the quarry going into these two storage chests. One is for non-smelting items, and another one for smeltable items. And thus far that's how I'm separating them right now. But I'll probably separate them even further, but this will be my storage area later on. But anyways, the quarry is powered by fuel, so this tank right here is where I gather fuel for my quarry. And there's the power station powering the quarry. Let's go ahead inside and have a closer look. To the left you see this is the smelting part of the quarry, and this is where all the smeltable items go. They end up going into this chest right here. They get pumped out and then sorted based on the type of item and go into the furnaces. I'll go into that in a little bit. Over here you can see the power station. This just looks like the same as the one up top. It's just, again, it's water cooled and fuel powered, I guess. It has 8 combustion engines. So let's go ahead upstairs and look at the control room and everything here. Out back you see this is the quarry. And the quarry is in the middle of a swamp, and I'll get into the reasons for that in a second. So here's the second floor of my quarry, and here are the controls for the quarry. We have fuel pump control. If I just turn that one on, we'll see what happens. Over here, that controls that engine right there, which sucks some fuel from the tank and distributes it to the 8 combustion engines. Generally speaking, the combustion engine full with fuel can run for quite a while. It's very efficient fuel, so I only need to run this every once in a while. The smelting control controls all the engines of the smelting facility. I will leave that off for now. For now, let's go ahead and see the quarry in action. So when I turn on this switch, you see all the engines start. This also, if I have not yet turned on that water pump way over there, right there to the left, if I have not turned that one off, or if I haven't turned that one on yet, this switch also controls turning on that pump, just in case. But as it turns out, I actually also control that with a switch in the central control building over there. And then this also powers the quarry. Well, it powers the quarry by powering this power plant. And so you see the quarry arm is moving and starting to suck up some items. So let's go out back and check out the quarry in action. Now, like I said, you notice I built the quarry in the middle of the swamp, and the reason why I did that was, well, the reason why is because quarries will dig through anything until they hit one of 2 things, and that is lava or bedrock. Now, if it hits bedrock, that's fine. I don't want it to go into the void and, cause problems with Minecraft. But if it hits lava, unless it's, even if that's lava down at the bottom, especially if it's like surface lava or something pretty close to the surface, I don't want it to stop mining that area. So I figured if I build it in the middle of a swamp, this is a nice flat area that is 1 block of water deep, and what can happen is that as the quarry mines underwater, as it reaches lava, that lava gets turned into either cobblestone or obsidian, which can be mined by the quarry. So that was the idea, and it seems to be working pretty well. So you see it's creating some strange eddies and currents in here, so this will probably be some tumultuous area, and pretty weird looking after a while. But it's working. And for now, so as you see, it's mostly mining dirt right now. And the dirt goes into here, into the primary sorting. This is primary sorted by this diamond pipe, and you see each row represents a pipe coming out of the diamond pipe, and they're color-coded. So the black row, that's the bottom, so any coal that's found goes down, and it goes into that coal chest out front. The white and blue, these are all the non-smeltable items that I just want to go directly into the chest. They go up and then through the factory into, you see they're going all the way through there, into that chest over there. And then the smeltable items, that's the green, they go over there into that smelting storage chest we saw earlier. Now, it should be noted that I have, for example, a few things like sand and cobblestone. They appear in both areas. They're going both to smelting and non-smelting. And that means that 50% of the sand I mine goes into smelting storage, 50% just goes into normal storage, because I might want to use sand. And the same goes for cobblestone. So I figured I'd split them up that way. So let's go ahead and check out smelting. Let's turn it on first. So we go upstairs, turn that on. We can go outside and have a look at, see what's happening. As you see, that switch controls this engine right here, which is pulling the smeltable items into the furnaces, which are over here. That switch also controls these pumps out in front of the furnaces, which act to pull items out. As you see, we're pulling out clay and glass at this point. And it also controls, you can see it right there, that pump. That's pumping coal out of the coal storage. So let's go ahead and have a closer look downstairs. All right, here we go. So as you see, here's the coal storage. Let's start with that. As we pull out coal, it goes down into the bottom of these furnaces and fills up all the furnaces. Now right now you'll notice, and if you have a clever eye and know anything about the Buildcraft mod, this is actually a very inefficient way of filling up these furnaces. It works, but what happens is you're going to get most of your coal into this one, followed by 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 this one. And I know how to fix that, but I just haven't done it yet, so we can do that in a later episode. I'm not going to worry about it right now, but just know that this will be a little different, namely these pipes underneath. The other aspects, well, let's go ahead and get a closer look at the front of these things. We can pull items out of the furnace. Right now we're pulling, like I said, glass and bricks. And this spaghetti and messes of pipes act to sort all the smeltable items into their respective furnaces, because I wanted to make sure that if we're just pumping all sand and then the next thing is, coal or something, I figured I wanted to have a mixture of items that can a dedicated furnace for each item. I might change that. That may not be necessary, but it also looks pretty cool, so I'm going to keep it this way, I think. And it's running off of redstone engines, but that's actually quite important for the way I have this thing set up. So as it's pulling items out of this chest, as you see, it's pulling each time the pump strokes, it's just pulling out one little sand. Oh, and it looks like it's actually gaining sand as well, so you'll see, because, no, never mind. But anyways, so they go into this smelting sorting, where each of these areas of the pipe, or each of these exits of this pipe are going to a various different furnace. So you see, they all separate, and then they combine again into these furnaces. It's important, this pipe at the top, this is to collect and to make sure that any excess items are pushed back into the chest. Because what can happen is, for example, here we go. The sand is full. If this is pulling out sand, we'll see, there's a piece of sand, it should go into the sand furnace. So it's sorted and goes down this pipe. There it is. And it goes into the sand furnace, but as you see, it can't actually go into the sand furnace. Okay, that one actually did, but the next ones can't go into the furnace, and the reason being is because this furnace is full, right? Or it's just about full. And when it is, if you have only one item coming down, it will choose to go up instead of down. If you are using, for example, a combustion engine I found, which basically pulls out a stack of items, that stack will not be able to do this. So you can only do this with the redstone engine. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I tried it with a combustion engine, and it actually just, the items slam down into the furnace, and then they pop out of the pipe everywhere. So it doesn't work at all. So the redstone engine's a little slower, but it works quite well. And furnace, the furnaces aren't really fast either, so I figured redstone engines are fine. So there we go. We have, this one is for clay, as you see. Second one, I believe, is for iron. This one's for sand. This one might be for gold, I think. And then the last two are for cobblestone. And as you notice, there's coal, diminishing coal in each of the furnaces as we go to the right, which is, like I said, a problem-ish, kind of. But I can fix that easily. Oh, actually, I don't need this redstone. Yeah, so this is the setup. The other thing I also have is this furnace pump override. What this does is, if my smelting control is off, if I don't want to smelt, but I have items left in my furnaces that I want to get out, when I turn this on, this turns on all 6 of those pumps out front. So let's go ahead downstairs and look at the wiring for this sucker. So over to the right we have our power station wiring, which is controlled by this line, which is going to these 3 torches, on the sandstone. These are, there's vertical wiring that goes down from those switches up top at the 2nd floor. So the right switch, this is the one that controls the main quarry control. That's on right now, and it's going down. And it's going splits. Half of it goes to that water pump in case I didn't turn it on, and the other half goes to the power station. And as you see, if you might notice, this is the same wiring I did for my power station upstairs in the mountain. There it is. Okay, the second one is for the smelting, so that's also on. So that's going to first to the pump that's pulling items out of the chest. Secondly, it goes to that torch, which is controlling the furnaces in front, or the engines in front of the furnaces to pump items out of the furnaces. And the third is going to the engine that is pumping coal out of the coal furnace, or I'm sorry, the coal chest. And then right next to it, this is the switch that also controls that torch, if I want to. This is just the double door. These are just my double door switches. And oh, I'm sorry. Yep, the last torch over here. This is going down and goes to those 2 torches encased in glass, and that's for the fuel, pumping fuel out of my my tank there. So there's the redstone wiring. There is the quarry, and ooh, we're running out of water. So these water pumps really have trouble keeping up with the power station. So as I'm gonna probably try to fix that, but you know, in the end, I don't really care. I just end up not running my quarry for that long. It's not really a problem for me. But there you have it, and that's the quarry. We've already mined out a decent amount for the quarry, so that's pretty cool. So, ooh, it's pretty dark. So it's already dark now, and yeah, I haven't gotten to any really ore yet, so hopefully there's some good stuff here. Oh, damn, I can't get out of here. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next vid.